Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about something very, very embarrassing today. So, actually, let's move this closer. Right, so I'm gonna cut to it quickly. I found out gasoline and diesel are not synonymous. And some of you may be like, oh no. Because how do you find out other than putting the diesel in the gasoline car? And that's what I did. I'm going to be entirely honest. And it's embarrassing. It is, oof. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, maybe the entire world was holding a prank on me where they just wouldn't tell me this. And it was really funny and they were just waiting until I found out. Right? Here's how this happened, though. Because under normal circumstances, I should have just completed my normal routine like clockwork. I go to Costco, I steal my mom's Costco card, go to the Costco gas station, press the same button I always press, stand there, and hold the pump, and then bam, I'm done. I refuel our car the same way like always. But no, right? I'm running late already. Someone stayed over longer than they were supposed to. We were just we were watching Friends for much longer than we wanted to, but I mean, it's a sitcom. You know you're just going to end up watching it for longer than you want to anyways because they're addictive. But, so yeah, and I had to pick up two friends, and I was like, ooh, number one, I'm going to be late. Number two, I'm going to be late to pick up other people, so I'm going to make them late. So I was already in a hurry. So I go outside, right, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot the keys. But I look, the car that I'm supposed to use is not there. So I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, so I was supposed to use that car, right? And she says, oh my god! And she's out with my sister. Her and my sister just agree that I can use her car, right? Because I'm familiar with driving a lot of cars. We've leased cars instead of buying them before, so I've gotten to drive all of those. And I have confidence in my ability to quickly adapt to another car because it's just like swapping from an Xbox controller to a PlayStation controller. You know, it's the same basics. It's not like I'm going to be drag racing or anything really dangerous where it's going to be life or death. So I'm running late and I'm in my sister's car. And I get in my sister's car almost empty gas. Like, I am not making it to where I need to go because where I need to go is over 10 miles away. And that car was like, ooh, you need to get gas now. So I quickly check my wallet, very, very quickly check my wallet for the Costco card to see if I can get it, right? And then go to Costco and complete my routine like clockwork. I scan over, I'm not seeing a Costco card. I'm like, okay, whatever. My sister probably has it and she was using it to get cheaper gas. So I go instead to the other closest gas station to me, which is a newer gas station, right? And I was in a rush, and I was just like, oh my god, I gotta get this done. So I just pressed the second cheapest option because the first cheapest option was like $3, and I was like, that's gotta be a bomb. I live in California, so if anything is under $4, it is definitely a bomb just waiting to blow up your car. So I just pressed the second cheapest option, and I grabbed the green nozzle. See, here's where I went wrong. I grabbed the green nozzle. And you might be like, but doesn't the green nozzle not work if you have a gasoline car? Yes, but I'm an engineer, that's the thing. Very skilled with my brain. So even though it doesn't fit, I still managed to work it out to where I can just set the gas up to where I can click it and leave it there. So that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. And then I just go on with my day. And I'm driving, about 2 minutes. And that's when the car starts to get a bit funky. I'm like, this transmission seems like it's messing up a bit, Like, I'm pressing to accelerate, it's decelerating, then accelerating. Like, maybe something's up with the transmission. It only gets worse and worse and worse until I see the scariest thing known to man. The engine light come on. And then, in under a minute, I'm hazard lights on. Oof, I'm on the exit ramp of a freeway. Calling AAA being like, hey. And I'm calling my parents and I'm like, oof. And then it hits me. And I learn diesel and gasoline are not synonymous. And what's worse, it's not like forcing a smut reader to read a normal book where it'll work, but it just might not be as compatible. Diesel kills gasoline cars entirely because the compression of diesel is just it compresses and then it combusts without the need for a spark plug or the oxygen. I don't know, but it's a different reaction, basically. And because of that different reaction, it kills the car. So I'm sitting here after realizing what I've done. And mind you, I'm in my sister's car on her birthday. Happy birthday, sister. I might have just killed your car. And right, this car wasn't paid off. My sister got a full ride to college. So this was basically her present instead of, tuition or assistance with tuition. So I basically was sitting here thinking, oh my God, I just broke this car that not only is not mine, but is also going to cost $10,000 to pay off because we don't have it paid off. And probably $10,000 because we need that car. Like, to continue with our daily lives and assure we have income, we need that car. So I'm sitting there just like, oh my God, I just broke my sister's car. This is gonna be irreparable, and I am screwed. And not only am I screwed, which would be one thing if I just made a whoopsies and I was screwed. No, my sister and the rest of my family is going to be screwed and have to pay money because of my mistake. So I was there just like, I'm not going to college. I'm not going to have money for tuition, but I literally just accepting my entire life was just crumbled in front of me because of this little mistake. But we call around, we get some mechanics, and they say, yeah, it happens all the time. We can fix it. It's not going to be too expensive. It's going to be fine. The moment I hear that, I hope you know, right? It is not every day you go from, I am not going to go to college, I'm going to be screwed financially for the rest of my life, to, oh my God, I'm going to be fine. That is not a normal transition you have every day. It happened, and luckily, when I say only going to be $500, thank God it's only $500. And you might be like, $500, that's a lot. But I was talking about it earlier. My parents could have had to pay tens of thousands of dollars. But now it comes straight out of my wallet for much less. Who cares, Thank God I'm able to atone for my mistakes instead of my parents having to deal with my own mistakes, blah, blah, blah. You think that might be the end of it. And that was the end of it for the mechanical difficulties part. Now we have the car, everything's paid for, and we're good. We're good. The car works normally, and I've learned my lesson. Diesel and gasoline are not synonymous. But I'm friends with someone, you may know him, big mouth. Very, very big mouth. Very big mouth, very loud. In less than an hour, he has managed to tell at least 15 people, including teachers, my mistake. And I go to school the next day, and oh my God, I enter, engineering class. There's one teacher I do not want to find out about this because he will ridicule me endlessly. He is my engineering teacher, civil engineering and architecture, and he thinks I'm an intelligent individual. He thinks I'm just a smart guy, don't work too hard, get good grades, blah, blah, blah. So I have a good reputation with him, and quite frankly, I need that because he's capable of getting me into the trade industry if I just don't want to do college. So I need to remain somewhat smart on his opinion list, so yay. But if he finds out that I put diesel in a gasoline engine, he's going to make fun of me for it because that's what he does. He literally just ridicules students for any slight mistakes, and that's how he's a great teacher, because he will not let them live their mistakes down. So everybody is terrified of making mistakes and not being great. Thankfully, he hasn't noticed, even though my friends in the classroom across the room were going, "You did what? You put gasoline, or you put diesel in the gasoline engine? What?" So it was a very up and down, but thank God my sister's car is okay, and it ends with me just having to pay for it and nothing more. Just a bit of a scare, because I genuinely was fearing that my college tuition was going to be gone and I had ruined my parents financially for a bit. That would have been a funny little hiccup for them. But la vida tiene momentos buenos. I'm down $500, which is a lot for a teenager, but $500 is nothing compared to the fear that I was feeling in the car of just ruining everything potentially. So this was a funny mishap y como siempre, adiós, chachas.